dream about having a TED Talk, maybe secretly, and you know that you have everything that it takes to be on that red oval stage and to have the entire world listening to you and this beautiful, amazing, transformative, and powerful story that you have to share. Am I right? What would it take for me to have a video that people watched over 1 million times? What kind of impact would that lead to given the expertise that I have? In this video, I break down exactly what 4 things are common to every single video that has hit over 1 million views on TEDTalk. Are you ready? I can see you already gearing up to be the next TED speaker, so let's just get into this, okay, as you blow up.
Hey, welcome to Love on Stage. I'm Magogodi. If you're ready to make sales and spark action when you speak, this is your place. I've helped dozens of leaders choose courage over comfort by speaking with confidence and love, especially in tough conversations. Because listen, public speaking isn't just a thing that you do on stage. It's what you do every time you deliver a work presentation, when you interview for that plump job you deserve, when you negotiate your salary, and every time you sweat bullets during a big pitch. That's all public speaking. It's time to level up your storytelling because your story matters. So, you ready to speak like a boss? Let's get into your most powerful story.
So what are the things that every single TED Talk that hits millions of views, what do they actually do? Number 1, they are clear and concise. In other words, they get to the point, honey. There's no time for wasting time. If you have a talk that you're doing or a presentation at work and you're super long-winded, it's tough because you lose people and they might not even hear the most juicy parts that you have to get to, maybe at like minute number 30 or an hour in. So you want to pack your talk with as much gold as possible and squeeze it into a time frame that gets at people's attention span. That tends to be when people are most alert, people are most focused. It looks like 10 to 18 minutes for a TED Talk. So if you're crafting a talk yourself, maybe it's not the TED stage. It could be you're giving a presentation at work. Think about how much more concise you could be. Could you trim those extra words? Do you really need that extra slides? How many examples does it take to very clearly explain this one particular thing that you're trying to say? And clarity. I just said this one particular thing that you're trying to say. Notice, no matter how complex an idea is, almost all of these videos, the one thing they do is they do just one thing. That is exactly what they do. One thing, one idea, one takeaway, one clear way that I'm going to move you. I need you to do that as well when you're giving your big talk or your big presentation. Boil it down to just one big takeaway that you want your audience to have. It's okay if you're building towards that one point with all of your different ideas and all of the different bullet points, but everything needs to feed to this one particular point. It's almost like you have a thesis, right? Remember that from college? You have a thesis and you want to make sure that when you walk away, the audience can tell you about that one concise thing that you spoke about. Every TED Talk with over 1 million views, it does this. They story tell. You need to tell a story. Storytelling is the most powerful way of getting information into a human brain. We are evolved for this. This isn't something that you can remake. This isn't something, I'm sorry to break it to you, but there's no science lab where we could put data into people's heads and it's easier for them to digest the data than it is for them to remember a story. We are hardwired. We're hardwired. We're baked for stories, okay? I don't know what to tell you. But that means you need to use that to your advantage. Look at all of these amazing speakers and how brilliant they are at bringing you into their world through sharing a personal anecdote, through sharing a narrative of something that happened out in the field, right? Maybe it is a science story that they're sharing. It's always rooted in a particular story of a particular thing that is real or a particular person. So make sure whatever it is you're conveying, make sure you're bringing that information to us through storytelling. Most powerfully, if you can share a story about yourself or something that you went through, and if you can bake in some vulnerability into that story, I'm telling you now, that is the win, because you're building trust with your audience. Now people aren't just like, oh, I want to see this because somebody shared it with me. Now people are like, I want to see this because this person is just like me. They've been through real things in the real world, just like me, and I need to lean in. Another thing that every TED Talk that has over 1 million viewers has, one thing that they do is every single video touches on the zeitgeist. Oh my God, is that not a juicy word? It's so juicy, zeitgeist. Say it with me, zeitgeist, zeitgeist. Seriously, I love this word. If you don't know me by now, I am a writer. Hi, my name is Magogodi. This is actually my book. I really actually did write this. I write fiction. I love words. They're so scrumptious. And zeitgeist is just one of those words in the English language that you're like, oh my God, there has to be a history here. I imagine it's got some Germanic roots there. I don't know. But here's the point. Zeitgeist is about what's happening right now. What is in the culture? What is relevant? What are people talking about? Not every single talk is going to be about something that's relevant to our current times, but, and hear me well on this, every single talk that has millions of viewers, they definitely do this. They find a way to make their information relevant to today. So you may be talking about something that happened in 1856, but you need to help us understand, well, like, why now? Like, why are we talking about this? Why does this matter to me? Always remember that your audience is interested in themselves. So the more you make it clear and easy for somebody in your audience to understand why this is for them, why they should bother, and I hate to say it, this crass and this, like, the fuck's this gotta do with me, okay? You always, like, if you can have that at the forefront of your head, always, it will do you so good, not just in storytelling on a stage, but honestly in life. If you have an audience in front of you, you need to, as quickly as possible, think about, how is this information helping this person? How is this creating value in this person's life? And tapping into the zeitgeist is a powerful way of helping somebody understand, here's how this information is relevant, not just to me, but to everybody in my culture, in my life right now. Once you do that too, another beautiful thing that happens, remember, we're talking about some of the most shared videos out there on the internet. Once you do that, you make it easy for this person to be like, you know what? It's not just happening to me. I know 5 people in my family who this thing has happened to, and I can't believe the speaker just addressed it and gave me tools to be able to deal with that thing immediately, right? So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it in my family group chat so everybody can see exactly how brilliant and amazing, and really, it's not that I want to put it in my group chat so that everybody can see how brilliant and amazing this person is. I will say that more often than not is what the message that you'll get in the group chat, but really it's because it was so useful to you, right? It was so inspiring to you. It moved you so much. It matters to something in your life where you're like, I can't keep this to myself. I have to share it. What comes to mind to me is a TED Talk that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie gave that's about, listen, I still remember the title of it. That's how powerful it was. The Danger of a Single Story. And in it, she basically talks about seeing human beings as multifaceted. It was so powerful. And as an African, it hit so many different levels for me. But maybe the most powerful as an African is that often our stories as Africans, they're reduced to just one single thing of like, oh my God, look at all the poverty happening over there. Or, oh my God, can we please collect money for all these poor, suffering African kids? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of suffering in the world, in Africa. I'm South African. In South Africa, I see it. But girlfriends, like, suffering is all over the world. And Africans, we do a lot more than just suffer, okay? Let me tell you, we are here for a good time. We know how to kiki. We know how to do all kinds of things. I mean, how you gonna front on the people who brought you music? Like, how you gonna front on the people who bought you some of the best food in the world? How you gonna front on the people that brought you the pyramids? How you gonna front on the people that brought you humanity itself, birthplace of humanity? Hello, that's us. And what Chimamanda so beautifully does in that TED Talk that's been shared, oh my goodness, like hundreds of millions of times. What she does so brilliantly is help people be able to share this video, right? Because it's immediately relevant to me and it's something that is in the zeitgeist. Almost any other African, if you have African friends, ask them if this is something that they are familiar with this, if this is a challenge that they've come across. More likely than not, they will say yes. So what I want you to do, the takeaway here, is ask yourself, in the thing that you are saying, in what you are communicating, how is it relevant to the price of milk? In other words, how does it relate to what's going on in our world today? Okay? And finally, every single video that has millions of viewers, that is a TED Talk, does this so brilliantly. And I want you to just copy paste on this, okay? A sense of novelty. What is the new and interesting and different way that you see the world, that you're offering us to see, that nobody else has? It doesn't have to be something that's like, oh my God, no one else in the world has ever heard of this, it's groundbreaking news. No, just think about what is the freshest way of presenting this information that maybe folks have not thought about it this way before. Maybe you're asking a question, inserting a question in a place where people are just used to receiving information. Maybe it's even in your delivery style. That could be where your novelty comes in. It's about freshness, okay? If this has been useful to you, let me know in comments below, what is your favorite TED Talk and how many times have you seen it? I've already told you mine, so let me know what your favorite talk is in comments below. Thank you so much for being here and for watching.
Was that useful? You want to go even deeper? I'd love to support you. My coaching program can help you make money and spark action whenever you speak with intention. Book time to chat using the link in the description box below. Also, leave a comment if this video offered something you needed to hear today, or if you have a question you want me to unpack in next week's episode. Fresh episodes drop every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Hit subscribe to get a notification so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to know that your story matters. And I'm here to help you stand out from the stage to the page.